A world without wars, without murders, without sexual assaults, without suicides. Why don't we hold greater realities possible? And how can we as humanity break free from the cycles of fear and violence that limit our vision? June 2022. I lost over $2 million of our clients' funds due to a fraudulent forex scheme. Relationships shattered, reputations crumbled, dreams lay in ruins. The identity I once held as a 7-figure entrepreneur unraveled, thread by thread. And when an intimate relationship ended in August 22, it felt like the final nail in the coffin. What kind of man am I? A failure in business, in love, in life. The words that ended the relationship echoed so clearly. Your truth will set us both free. I had scoffed at love once. I didn't believe in it. But then faced with this heartbreak, I realized I needed to evolve. From heartbreak to heart awake, the pain was transforming me, awakening my truth and my being into a whole new chapter. Pain to purpose. My truth will set me free. But how do I know what is true? Is it a nagging feeling that I'm not living my own life? Or the quiet realization that I've been playing a role for too long? Perhaps truth is the uncomfortable acknowledgement that we have been our own worst enemy, or the strange comfort that comes from finally admitting it. Truth isn't about finding the perfect answer. It's about being honest enough to live in the imperfect now. It is who we are when we strip away the pretenses and stand naked in our own reality. It's the raw, unfiltered, unpolished versions of ourselves, right here, right now. As much as my slave is chained to me, I am chained to him. How else could I chain him? By setting the slave free, I release myself into freedom. It is not fear that holds us prisoner. It is we who hold fear prisoner. By releasing fear as our captive, we may then walk free. The truth is simply who we are when we stop trying to be everything we are not. And that is where real freedom begins. May 2023. No business, no relationship, back in my parents' apartment. Over the past 9 months, I have been my own worst critic, wrestling with self-doubt, marinating in the bitter juice of perceived failure. I was learning to find my footing in the shifting sense of somewhere, instead of beating myself up over being nowhere. As I reflected upon the remnants of my old business, my old empire, I wasn't just planning another business, I was architecting a rebirth. And the new blueprints became clear. Shed every distorted perception that made me seek love, acceptance, and validation from everything and everyone except myself. Now, with nothing to prove and no one to please, the game truly begins. The future holds nothing. On its own, it's a blank canvas. It holds what we imprint upon it with our thoughts. We decide what is to be. We determine our next now moment. Global consciousness determines the global next now moment. Individual consciousness determines its individual next now moment. Freedom comes for all of us or none of us. Nelson Mandela once said, to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. When individuals are free, truly free, they find little need to harm themselves or others. A soul that dances in the light of its truth does not seek to cast shadows on another. Wars cease when we see ourselves in our enemies and realize that peace within breeds peace without. Murders abate when understanding and compassion replace fear and hatred. Suicides diminish when lives are lived in full color, when despair is met with genuine hope and support. Sexual assaults decline when respect for one's own body and the bodies of others becomes a shared, sacred doctrine. Truly understanding this, we see beyond judgment and focus on education. January 2024. The new business reaches its first 100K month milestone and the Global Freedom Initiative is born. A world where every child thrives in unity and diversity. to revolutionize the current education system from one of imprint to one of empowerment, to nurture a generation that is not only free in spirit, but also equipped with the tools and values necessary to create a more compassionate world, a world in love with itself. India, South Africa, Malaysia, United Kingdom, Singapore. The revolution is in progress. Freedom comes for all of us or none of us. A world without wars, without murders, without sexual assaults, without suicides. A man in truth. A man on a mission. A man remembered. Legacy. Game on.